November 4th, 2011. We flew to Hanoi, Vietnam for the start of our 20-day tour and went to the Intercontinental Hotel for 2 nights. This woman greeted us at the door. The lobby was impressive. It was good to get to our room after the long flight. What a modern weigh scale! We saw the dining room and food. A jade decoration is shown. The grounds were beautiful, with water flowing underneath a number of buildings. A bride and groom posed for their wedding picture on the grounds. Our local guide told us about the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum we were going to. This is the Vietnamese national flag. The mango fruit on this bush was huge. This part of the grounds had a reflecting pool. The house is where Ho Chi Minh lived and worked from 1954 to 1958. The one-pillar pagoda is a Buddhist temple where Ho Chi Minh lived and worked from May 1958 to August 1969. A guard and local people were outside. A family in front of the temple posed for us. This is a Confucius temple. We saw the front of Ba Din Square. A couple nearby looked happy. We passed this huge tree on our way to the Temple of Literature. On our way to lunch, we saw this woman. We ate at the Wild Rice restaurant. Future brides were getting ready for their wedding photos. They have their picture taken 2 weeks before their wedding, so people can see the pictures at the wedding. We saw these street scenes. This tourist van took us for a ride through the old French quarters. It is a medieval maze of alleys lined with shops, homes, and cafes. At the water puppet show, the orchestra was playing in the background. A dozen puppeteers stand waist-deep in water behind the pagoda set, invisible to the audience, and they manipulate puppets with a series of bamboo poles, pulleys, and strings. Some puppeteers have to swim under other puppeteers. The puppets are made of lacquered fig wood and can be 40 inches tall and weigh 35 pounds.
Con trâu nhà em nó đang đấy. Ôi trời ơi. Này. Ôi bác ơi, em cho bác cái điếu bác đập phát vào đầu. Ê, đừng để hút đã. Bác hút trước thì xong là em hút. Rồi để đập cái đúng rồi cả.
These models are for sale. We drove along this street to the store and workshop selling things made by victims of Agent Orange. They were making thread pictures, jewelry, and stone carvings. The local farmers were watering their rice crops. The conical hats are made from palm leaves. They protect from heat and rain.
Water down there, walking up the hill across.
Wow. Here's another one coming with a load of water.
Our bus drove along these streets. The untraditional wooden junk was our home overnight. The captain was at the helm. Our spacious cabin was inviting. And the view from our balcony was beautiful. Lunch was served in the elegant dining room. Hai Long Bay is magnificent, with its 3,000 islands and limestone cliffs in an area covering 1,500 square kilometers along the north coast of Vietnam. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and has been described as the 8th wonder of the world. Small boats had items for sale. We stopped to visit Surprise Cave. The woman who rowed our tour boat was pretty. The floating fishing village is in the South China Sea. They can buy a home for a fraction of what it would cost on the mainland.
What are the pines going on the forest? Yeah. They have electricity in there. There's no wires going through it.
Great place for solar.
Yeah, yeah.
This tour boat is taking us for a closer look at the scenery. Our boat was rowed by this lady. You can duck under a low-lying arch and travel into a giant circular lagoon that's surrounded by towering cliffs.
Well, see, this cuts off any wind.
Don't move. No.
You don't want that.
You through, but not to the left too far.
The water is quite salty. It's about
I
20
can't
degrees.
get over the color temperature.
Yeah.
How deep is it? I guess that's why. Where's our navigator?
So
Do we
that's
know
what-
how deep the water is?
Yeah, sure.
Our boat trip on Halong Bay was incredible. Next morning, during our 4-hour bus trip back to Hanoi, we stopped at this pearl store. The local flowers were lovely. We passed these street scenes at the end of our stay in Hanoi. Our 45-minute flight took us to Luang Prabang in Laos. Le Palais Juliana Hotel was home for 2 nights. Our room was comfortable. And the view from the balcony was interesting. The pool looked so inviting. We walked around the grounds. Wat Visun, built 1512–13, is the oldest temple in the city that is still in use. The ceremonial swan was used by the king in coronation ceremonies. These are local monks. The 1818 Wat Aham's detail was impressive. On Saccharine Road, we walked around and saw many interesting things. Wat Giang Thong has several roofs sweeping low to the ground, and a Tree of Life mosaic. These are bamboo. Wally climbed Phu Si Hill for this view. The entire town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. At the market, people were friendly. Our outdoor dinner was in a beautiful setting.